Alright guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video. So we just got the official announcement for Dual Dokkan Fest, Dragon Fest Super Saiyan 3 Goku, as well as Hirudegarn. Actually, real quick, are the notices in game as well, the Dokkan event notices? They are. Yeah, they are. Okay, so we have Super Saiyan 3, Dragon Fest, and Hirudegarn. Are coming Global Dokkan. This is expected. Last year, this Dual Dokkan Fest didn't show up in this time slot because of the fact that Global and JP shared New Year's. It was Ultimate Gohan and Orange Piccolo, right? But many years in a row, the start of April is where that New Year's Dual Dokkan Fest has landed for Global Dokkan. So this is why this leads into where I think the physical Goku Black is going to come out and stuff like that. I don't think Global and JP are going to share their Part 2 LR or JP's Part 2 LR because Global's going to get a Dual Dokkan Fest, and then remember Global's going to get another Dual Dokkan Fest at the end of April when Golden Week is shared between both versions. So I think whatever LR JP is going to get here for April plus Topo are probably going to come to Global in June, right, is what we're going to see. And then Goku Black for JP should come out at the end of July, is what I'm thinking. So I guess we could talk about Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Hirudegarn. So we have the the kits and stuff like that tweeted out. They did do a short video as well. Let's just take a look at this. Let me make sure my eardrums don't get blown off. Okay, I guess I do have it muted. Well, because it is playing the damn Dragon Fist song. What I want to... Okay, so Resurrected Majin, Hirudegarn, sure. Hirudegarn is very good. He's super good. I saw people complaining about Goku's dub voice here, so I want to see. Does it sound good? Does it sound bad? Let's see. Yeah, there it is. That sounds fun. Okay. Yeah, seems fine to me. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's kind of... It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. All right, so there we go. So there's the little teaser video for Dragon Fist and Hirudegarn. Now, I would argue that these characters are actually incredibly underrated by the community. People just kind of write them off. I think a lot of it is people just don't want to acknowledge it, but there is a lot of anti-dodge downplay in the community. I mean, again, we don't want to get into all that here, but it is a truth. A lot of the bosses, the best characters in the game, so Beast Gohan with his active up, he could double digit tank Gogeta Blue Super and stuff like that. Carnival Gogeta Blue with his active skill could just guaranteed dodge it. But Tech Vegeta will tank Blue Gogeta Super and take 500k damage, and it's oh my god, Tech Vegeta is actually so ridiculous by taking 500k. That's actually so impressive. The amount of characters that can tank the new 9th anniversary bosses, you basically have within your 10 fingers you could pretty much count the characters on a lot of these situations who can actually handle business. That's why if you don't have a lot of 9th anniversary characters on your team is going to struggle badly right now. We just need... They did do a little bit of kind of a meta reset like the 7th anniversary, but maybe one big difference is that the 9th anniversary characters are just, Beast is infinitely better than the 7th anniversary LRs. Because Beast can protect the other characters. Blue Gogeta can protect the other characters, right? The Gammas have a little bit of that with their multiple turn support. So that's what it softened the blow of the jump in enemy strength. We just have way better characters than we had during the 7th anniversary who are able to protect all of our characters and stuff like that, right? So Dragon Fist and Hirudegarn, both characters, dodge is their main defensive mechanic, and that's why they're underrated by a lot of people. I have had like infamously bad luck with Hirudegarn. Hirudegarn, though, is almost like a villain necessity. I mean, he's a Big Bad Boss's character who, you know, there's not really a lot of great Big Bad Boss's characters right now. I do like the two Zamasus. Frieza's good. This Hirudegarn, and then like from there, it's iffy. Like Majunior is like okay. Okay, the page crashed. Hold on. All right, so let's get a full glance at Big Bad Bosses, right? So we talked about Fusion, Zamasu. I mean, Baby is pretty much nothing at this point. Goku Black is not really helping you too much at this point. Buhan is very good. Broly, Chula, and Lemo are very good. They're both very good. Okay. So I was forgetting about them. Obviously, we're talking about Frieza. Oh, I mean, good 21. She is good. I'll give her good as well. Okay. But then that's pretty much it, right? Like you guys, because like there aren't good Big Bad Bosses characters. I want to hold out talking about this guy as much as I can until he actually comes out and I start using him myself. Big Bad Boss is just not really in a good spot. So it's like Hirudegarn is like super important. Now, Dragon Fist is better than Super Easy AGL Dragon Fist. Like this guy is not like a must-have. I mean, a lot of the teams he's on right now are, heavily stacked, Super Saiyan type teams. You can like survive without this guy. Super Easy A Dragon Fist Goku, gives you, I don't know, 70% of the strength that this guy has, or 80% or something like that. Like that Super Easy is really good. I can't recommend summoning for these characters. As a global player, I think it's incredibly foolish. Let's look at this banner. So, Dragon Fist, I find him to be an incredibly competent character, right? Like, I can easily run him in a lot of these 9th anniversary fights. I mean, it's possible he gets crushed, sure, but his standby is really powerful because it has a guaranteed scouter, and then you have the guaranteed Dragon Fist super attack counter. So it's like you could use this guy in a couple of different ways. You could just use him, you could pop the scouter, reset the app, see where the super attack is, and then not actually expend the Dragon Fist, right? Keep in mind that in this form, he is very heavily dodge or die, and his chance to dodge is 70% unless you're below 59% HP, and then it becomes 90% chance to dodge. But once he actually does the Dragon Fist, he gets guaranteed dodge for the rest of the turn. But, just running this guy, popping the scouter when necessary to kind of take a peek at, what the boss is doing, and then using the Dragon Fist at a good time, I find it to be pretty good. I do also really like his base form, too. Normals of like a lot of the earlier boss phases and stuff like that, like, do not damage this guy. You always want to run him in slot 2 or 3 because he's going to have a 70% chance to dodge in slot 2 or 3. All right. And then after he super attacks, in my experience, it's, he's tanking these bosses' normals. It would have to be like Blue Gogeta or Trunks to where like normals would be damaging him, right? Like, he's not super squishy. Against the biggest bosses now, I guess he is, but it's like a lot of these earlier phases getting up to it, like, you'd be fine, and then you probably would be going into the Dragon Fist towards the end anyway, unless you kind of use it early, which probably isn't the greatest idea. So that's a big thing to consider. So I do like him. But, like, Piccolo Jr., he's definitely still runnable, but he's not the tyrant he was in 2023. Ultimate Gohan is certainly a runnable option as well with Beast. Beast just makes every character in the game better, so that certainly helps him. And then Pan, AGL, Cell, Super Saiyan 3, Goku, Pikkon, they're all dead. They're just dead. I guess you could probably toy around with Pikkon, dodge or die, and then you could pop his Ghost Usher later on in the fight. I mean, Pikkon is certainly probably more runnable than Pan, Cell, or this Goku for sure, but I mean, it's you're dodge or die, a little bit of support, and then you're just doing like it's more of a meme thing than anything right now. So like it's just like, unless you're a content creator, man, like if you're summoning on this heavy, like I like you got to be like Ryuden, like if you're a huge Super Saiyan 3 fan or something like that, sure, but like you just, as a gold player, you can't summon on this, man. Like, Anniversary is coming up. There's another dual Dokkan Fest coming up, which the characters are assuredly going to be much stronger than Dragon Fist and Hirudegarn. I would almost guarantee that. You can't summon on this. You have to have some restraint. A lot of you guys, you can't. It's just very wasteful. Again, we don't know exactly how things are going to go with the sync and stuff like that. There could be like a massive, ridiculous global sync banner coming up in like 3 months or something like that. That could just be have the greatest value banner of all time. Like it's possible. Like we don't know, but we do know like how good these characters are right now in the meta, and this is not worth summoning on. All right, like you can't. It's foolish. This is why, like people will say, "Oh, don't listen to the advice. Summon on whatever you want to." No, fuck that. Hell no. Look at this banner, dude. Now Hirudegarn, unlike Dragonfist, who's very unneeded, and we just got an EZA who fulfills some of the things he could do. Hirudegarn, I mean. Bro, if you want to run Frieza, you pretty much have to have Hirudegarn. Frieza's team is so bad, you have nothing. You have to get Hirudegarn, and you have to rely on him to basically be a slot 1 character. It's insane. I can't believe they actually released Frieza the way they did. They're actually idiots. But, I mean, it is what it is. Now, Hirudegarn, remember, he is true dodge or die. He can stack defense, but he does not stack nearly fast enough. Even with some of these fights now lasting a little bit longer, he is true dodge or die at pretty much all points. Now, when you transform with Hirudegarn, if you dodge 3 times when you transform with him, on his following turn, he is at 100% dodge. So then you'll have a 100% dodge turn, and then the turn after that, you'd go back to being 70% chance to dodge. That is certainly an interesting ability. But I don't know. I will tell you guys this. I sure wish this kid got 50% defense along with that 50% attack right there. Like, I know, oh my God, like maybe he'd be too broken. No, he wouldn't. That would actually just make him feel a lot better. Like, if okay, we just dodge the attacks before we attack, and then his defense would be really crazy with all of his additionals. Hirudegarn at his best can quad super. And then he has the monster chance to crit. Like, this guy is really good. But, he is true dodge or die. So that's why, like, a lot of people aren't going to like him and don't like him. Now, if we take a look at his banner, let's take a look here. Okay, so Hirudegarn is, like, damn near a must for some of these villains. I mean, we'll see how things are going to pan out with villains. 23rd World Tournament Goku is still an okay character, but the thing people don't understand about him, people will talk about him, oh, he's guards with 1,000,000 defense, and it's like, yeah, when a character revives, which doesn't, like, it's not... The effort you have to take for this guy to be good is just completely unworth it and bogs the team down and is not good. So this guy has completely fallen off now because his God mode, as I called it last year, is not top level. Like, he's just not as good at, like, as like Super Saiyan Tech Vegeta is like shitting on God mode Goku, for example, right? So that makes it Goku's just, I'm not going to call him unrunnable or anything like that, but he's just very frustrating to run. Orange Piccolo is still very good. He is not as good as he was last year, like, Bulma and a lot of these characters, but that giant transformation is still really good, and he'll still be very strong defensively for the first several turns. They suck. They're 0. They're a 0. Kid Buu sucks, but he does have viability in the Artificial Lifeform mission against Supreme Battle Spectacle Beast Gohan, because Kid Buu has a 70% chance to nullify Beast Gohan's super attack, and it's a physical Beast Gohan. So it's just, the fight just happens to be designed around, some strengths that Kid Buu has. But, I mean, outside of that one fight, he's horrible. Tech Janemba obviously is complete fodder at this point. Like, these banners suck ass, man. Like, it's post 9th anniversary, these are trash. And I just really would hope that a lot of you guys would show restraint, because the banners are so bad. Like, you're just summoning, you're wasting stones. This is the thing, like, people will summon on shit like this, they don't pull it, then they don't get the next character because they wasted their stones on shitty characters like this. And then they start talking about how the game is unfair to free-to-play players and it's bullshit and not all of us have $1 million like you to summon on all these stuff. Like, you get into this nonsense, right? Go back to when I was first doing Dokkan content. I was on Global, right? I summoned for AGL Super Vegito, and then I did not summon again for 8 months. I summoned for Physical VB and AGL Rose, and I cleaned the banners out. STR Omega, Int Buhan, AGL Rose, Physical Vegito Blue. I don't remember who else was on Physical Vegito Blue's banner, but I cleaned that shit out, man, because I saved my stones. Like, I'm telling you guys to do this, and a lot of y'all will say, oh, but he says that, but he summons and everything. No, back then, I did save. You have to. That's a gotcha game. They're trying to trick you into summon on everything. You gotta skip both of these banners. You must, as a global player. Gotta do it.